Hey everybody, Ryan here with Ray's Latest, and today we're going to talk about the new three-team trade involving the St. Louis Cardinals, Seattle Mariners, and the Tampa Bay Rays. When I first saw this come across my screen yesterday, I saw Brendan Donovan, and I was like, oh my gosh, they finally did it. Even though we just got Gavin Lux, traded for Gavin Lux, we ended up getting Brendan Donovan too. Wrong. We were involved in a trade for Brendan Donovan, but we did not get Brendan Donovan, which is the most Rays thing I think I've ever seen. But Seattle Mariners are sending switch pitcher Jurangelo Sagente, as you guys aren't familiar, from Mississippi State, through 93 from the left side, turned around 97, 98 from the right side. It was crazy stuff, and I I just don't understand how I get people are ambidextrous. I understand that the left and right sides of their bodies work the same. The toll on your body and I noticed later in his college career, he kind of more primarily pitched from the right side. I don't know if this was a laboring issue with injuries with the left side or things of that nature, but he kind of focused more on right only towards the end of to the end of his college career. And I haven't really been following too much into him in the minor league system, so I haven't really seen if he's kind of been doing 50-50 split or if he's been kind of mixing and matching here and there. But he is, as well as Ty Pete, are going to the Cardinals from St. Louis. The Rays are getting Ben Williamson, a third baseman, in exchange for we gave Colton Ledbetter and a Comp B pick to St. Louis. So Colton Ledbetter, over his career in the Rays minor league system, he's had a around a 9% walk rate per year and an average of a K rate average for his career about 25%, which which is a little higher than you'd like. But he hit 265 last year, 273 the year before. 2024 ended up hitting 16 homers and had 65 RBIs and 34 stolen bases. Last season he had 7 home runs, 37 stolen bases, and 49 RBIs with 67 runs scored in 123 games. So the speed tool's there, the raw power tool. He's graded at a 50, 55 for raw power, or 55 for raw power and a 50 speed. So it's it's pretty good tangible numbers, and it's one of those prospects where it's our outfield is already so loaded on the 40 man. There's just not a lot of room, and I think that being able to get Williamson, which is another infielder, third baseman, who has an elite glove compared to Caminero's, kind of he led the league at third base in errors last season. It's it's a fair trade-off solely because Ben Williamson brings a lot more to the roster currently than Colton Ledbetter would, in my opinion. And Williamson in 2025 for Seattle, he had a 5% walk rate, a 21% strikeout rate at the big league level, but he ended up hitting 253 with a 310 slugging and a 300 OBP. So the numbers aren't terrible. His WRC plus was a 76 at a big league level, so it's pretty below average. They had a point 0.4 WAR and a 1.8 defensive WAR. So it's statistically, it's not the worst thing. And I think from a defensive standpoint, it's going to be kind of where he flourishes with us, in my opinion. And I think just being able to tap into his full potential at the plate and getting those power numbers up. Because in one game last season, in the big league level, he hit 1 homer. And in minor league levels this past season, he hit five, and then 24, he hit seven total. So it's he's not a big power hitter. But hitting 253 at a big league level in your first kind of stint after hitting 314 at a minor league level, and in 2024 he hit 390 at a minor league level, so or 290 rather. So it's not bad logistical numbers, and I don't hate it. I don't think the trade is that bad. I think that the worst part of it is just Brennan Donovan going to the other team in the trade rather than us. And I think at the end of the day, the Mariners gave up a lot for him, giving up Ty Pete, which are 2023 first rounder, giving up Sagente, who's the 93rd overall prospect in Major League Baseball. It's or 91 ranked prospect in baseball. And then Ben Williamson kind of making his stride at a big league level for Brendan Donovan. It's not the worst trade. I think it benefits all three teams at the end of the day. I do think the Mariners giving up three prospects is a decent amount. But I think the Cardinals got a great return for Brendan Donovan. You get Ledbetter, Sagente, Type P, and a Comp B first round pick. So, or Comp B second round, technically second round, but it's it's not a bad haul for the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals came out way ahead, in my opinion. I think Ledbetter and a Comp B for Williamson. It's it's all right. The value that Williamson brings from a statistical money value perspective, it does outweigh Ledbetter in a second round or a Comp B pick. So I think for that perspective, it's not terrible for either team. I think all three teams benefited, and I think it's just up to personal perception of what you think and what you don't think is good for each team. But in my opinion, I think all three teams benefited, and so I don't hate it. But next, I want to talk about the TV rights deal with Major League Baseball. So, the press conference yesterday, Major League Baseball will take over production and distribution of local television broadcasts from the Tampa Bay Rays. And in a statement made by the CEO, Ken Babby, he says, since our first days of taking ownership of the club, we've been committed to delivering a world-class fan experience. This transition reflects that commitment. With MLB's best-in-class streaming platform, Rays fans in our home market will be able to stream games on the MLB app without local blackouts. Just as importantly, fans who prefer the tradition of watching Rays baseball on television will continue to find our games on cable and satellite. It's great. I think being able to just open up the MLB app, if you have what is it called? It's the pass MLB pass where you get watch every single game, all 162 games from every team, but you always could never watch your local team. And having Major League Baseball have these rights gives you the ability to be in Tampa and be able to watch the race. I think it's a fantastic decision. I think the streaming quality and I think everything that was kind of going on with this Main Street Sports Group was kind of always trending in that wrong direction of we're never actually going to get they're not going to be able to suffice and be able to do what they are wanting to do with the teams that they currently have contracts for. And I think that the Rays kind of just going straight along with it. It is as well as the Rays, the Reds, the Royals, the Marlins, the Brewers, the Cardinals announced they will all have their local television broadcast produced and distributed by the MLB, who are all part of that Main Street Sports Group in the past as well. So it's good, I think, for all parties. It benefits, I think, the broadcast standards, and I think the ability to be able to watch local games without blackouts is great for people in and around the area who don't have and didn't have the FanDuel Sports Network where you had to watch it, or if you do ended up getting the Fox Sports South is what they had, you couldn't watch it on MLB TV because you had to be in that area, and it was a whole mess with the blackouts. But I do think at the end of the day, I think that this is a great decision for the Rays and great for just a production standpoint and a fan standpoint. But also, Ken Wolochuk was DFA'd in order for to make room for Ben Williamson in this trade. So his time with the Rays was kind of short-lived, like we've been seeing pretty much a lot from these recent signings and trade acquisitions, kind of getting DFA'd for other players. But we'll see how he goes. He's a great player. We'll kind of see if he can kind of bounce back and kind of maybe get back in the race system if he clears waivers or if he gets picked up by another team, wish him the best of luck. But you guys have a great one. Let me know what you guys think about this trade, and especially what you know think about the TV rights deal. And you guys have a great one.